Imagine discovering the person you love is cheating. Then, instead of shouting or begging, you keep calm, wait, and quietly set up a plan so perfect that she never sees it coming, and ends up standing in an empty apartment with her life in trash bags. Sound cold? Maybe, but oh, it's satisfying. If you've ever dreamed of showing someone exactly how it feels to be betrayed, hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up, because today's story is the ultimate example of revenge served. Ice cold. They say betrayal hits hardest when it comes from someone you trust completely. For my buddy, let's call him Adam, that pain started with a single lie. Adam had been living with his girlfriend, Lily, for a while. Things weren't perfect, sure. They'd been arguing, stress was building, but he still believed in them. He believed in her. And then, she said she needed a break. Just going to visit family, she'd said, voice light, throwing clothes into a weekend bag. Just a week, she'd smiled, almost too casually. But something felt off. Call it gut instinct. Call it love refusing to be blind. So Adam decided to check. No accusations, no fight, just quiet curiosity. And that's when his world cracked. One sunny afternoon, instead of sitting home worrying, he went downtown to clear his head. And across the street, in the golden afternoon light, he saw her, Lily, his Lily, but not alone. There she was, leaning across a patio table, laughing in that way you laugh only with someone who knows every secret part of you. And across from her ex. Adam froze. Heart pounding so loud, drowned out the city noise. Stomach twisting into a knot that felt almost physical. In that moment, 1,000 memories flooded in. The good times, the fights, the fragile hope. And all of it turned to ash. But instead of storming over, shouting, or making a scene, Adam did something unexpected. He pulled out his phone. Snap, snap, a handful of pictures that told the truth better than any argument ever could. And then he walked away. At home, anger burned inside him. But over that flame, something colder started to form. A plan. Adam and Lily were living together under a month-to-month lease that required 60 days notice to move out. And here's the key detail. Lily wasn't on the lease. All that time they'd lived together, she'd never bothered to sign. It had felt like a formality. Until now. Adam called the landlord the next day, and quietly, calmly, he gave his notice. "I'll be out in 60 days, he told him. The landlord, a good guy, kept it to himself. While Lily laughed over wine with her ex, Adam was finding a new apartment. While she spent nights crashing at friends' places, Adam was quietly packing what little was truly his. And the entire time, he played his role. At home, Adam kept things distant, but polite. When Lily offered nothing, he asked for nothing. When she stayed out late, he didn't fight. When she came home smelling of someone else's cologne, he just said, okay. Inside, though, was a storm, but outside, calm, controlled. The days ticked by. She probably thought Adam had accepted it, or maybe she thought he was too weak to leave. That's the thing about betrayers. They often underestimate the strength of the person they hurt. Then came moving day. Early morning sunlight streamed into the apartment. A moving crew Adam had quietly hired showed up right on time. Strong men in work gloves, rolling dollies and boxes through the front door. Lily, still half asleep, stumbled into the living room. "What's going on?" she demanded. Adam looked at her. Really looked. For a moment, you might think he'd feel pity, but no. This was the moment everything had built toward. He set down a folder on the kitchen counter. Inside, the photos. Lily flipped through them. Silence stretched. Her face drained of color. Her mouth opened, maybe to explain, maybe to lie again. But Adam raised a hand, and then, as if on cue, the landlord stepped inside. He looked at Lily and sighed calmly. "You have until midnight to get your things out. New tenants move in 2 days, and I need to clean." She sputtered, "But I live here." The landlord shook his head. You were never on the lease. And that was it. Everything she'd assumed was hers crumbled in an instant. She had no legal right to the place. No argument left to make. Adam's furniture? The apartment? Not hers. All that was left was Lily, a few bags of clothes and toiletries, and a pile of broken trust. Adam didn't shout. Didn't curse. He watched, and in that quiet watching, he felt something shift inside. The anger faded. The betrayal didn't disappear, but it loosened its hold. He'd been powerless when she cheated. Powerless when she lied. But now, he had taken back control. And that feeling, that calm, icy satisfaction, stayed with him long after she slammed the door for the last time. The last memory Adam kept was a photo, not of Lily's tears, but of her clothes and toiletries, tossed in the middle of an empty room, while the movers carried the last box out. A final record of a plan executed to perfection. To their friend group, it became a legend, not because it was loud or violent, but because Adam stayed calm, because he let her believe she'd gotten away with it. Until the day everything disappeared under her feet. And because, in the end, justice didn't roar. It whispered. Sometimes revenge isn't about hurting someone. It's about reclaiming what they took from you. Your dignity, your power, your peace. Sometimes the quietest revenge echoes the loudest. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button and tell us in the comments, what's the smartest revenge you've ever seen or imagined? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories where karma knocks louder than we ever could. Thanks for watching.